What's going on, guys? It's your boy Austin Shope here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about our predictions for UFC 308 this weekend in Abu Dhabi. The whole card is stacked from top to bottom. Prelims are looking good. So, but we're only going to be getting into a couple matches on the prelims. I'm not going to be covering the whole card. Just maybe one or two fights on the prelims and then the main card. But the card is still good, you know. It's a little earlier time this time. It's since it's in Abu Dhabi, I think it starts at 2 p.m. on the East Coast, the main card. So y'all tune into that. But yeah, let's get into these predictions real quick. So for the first matchup, we got Jeff Neal and RDA on the prelim card, which is a gift from Dana White. Thank you for this. You know, it's one of those random matchups where, you know, RDA, his name's just really big, so he can kind of get away with fighting some, top guys, even though he, loses. But, I mean, but he still looks good in the fight, so I mean, I'm not mad with this matchup, and I know he lost to Vicente Luque, but I think RDA, his style matches up a little bit better with Jeff Neal. I don't think he'll beat Jeff Neal. I think he'll put up a good fight. I think it's just going to be a good fight, you know? It's going to be one of those entertaining fights that might get fight of the night for, I think, the prelim card. Because I'm pretty sure there can be a fight of the night on the prelims and a fight of the night on the main card, if I'm not mistaken. So I can see that fight being, maybe one of the winning fight of the night or something. So, but if I had to guess, I got Jeff Neal by. Let's say I got Jeff Neal by split decision. I think RDA his matchup could cause potential issues for Jeff Neal, but I don't see. I can still see Jeff Neal pulling out with the win. So yeah, that's my prediction. Jeff Neal by split decision. For this next fight, I've seen his last fight. I don't want to butcher his name, but Ibo Aslan or whatever. I've seen his last fight. It was pretty violent, you know. Really, really back and forth, you know. He was getting whooped for a little bit, but he just came back and ended up, I think he TKO'd the guy or knocked him out, one of the two, but he finished him. So he's one of those guys who we know can obviously be put through hell and come back. So I don't know much about his new opponent. I mean, that his opponent right there. I mean, he's undefeated, so I don't know. I got Ibo Aslan by unanimous decision. That's what I'm going with, because I don't know much about this dude right here. If y'all know this dude and he ends up being a killer, my bad. You know, I don't want to diss on you, but I just know this guy a little bit more. So yeah, him by decision. All right, we're on to the main card. So we got Shera Magomedov and Arman Petrosyan opening up on the main card. Now, I will tell you guys something that sucks about Shera Magomedov. The only reason why we haven't seen him fight in other countries yet or whatever is because this dude is literally blind in one eye. And that stuff is prohibited in other venues and countries and stuff. So he's only allowed to fight in certain locations, which sucks because we don't really get to see him fight that much. Like Michael Bisping got away with it. This dude couldn't even see out of his eye and got away with it because they didn't know. But it sucks because Shera is really good. I don't know too much about this Arman Petrosyan guy. He one thing I do know about him is he's 9-3, but he's been really inconsistent in the UFC. He'll have back and forth wins and stuff. So I think this is just one of these fights where they're like it gets a little bit harder for Shera, but I think he's obviously gonna come out with a win. I can see him knocking out this dude. I don't know too much about him, but his record says otherwise. So I don't know. Shera is really good on the feet, so if this dude takes him down, if this dude somewhat is like Khabib when it comes to the ground game, then Shera's screwed. But I don't see that happening, so I got Shera by like knockout. Yeah, that sounds like a good one. For the next fight, Lerone Murphy and Dan Ige. I think this fight is low-key a sleeper. I think this is like one of the fights that not a lot of people are not necessarily looking forward to, but not really speaking about that much. But if you guys seen his last performance again against Edson Barbosa, Lerone Murphy looks really good. I can see why this dude's undefeated, and I'm not taking anything away from Dan Ige. Dan Ige is real good too. You know, he's a dog. He stepped in on short notice against Diego Lopez and put up a good fight. So, I don't know. I think it would be a good fight. I think but I got Lerone Murphy by unanimous decision. I think he's too skilled. I think Dan Ige is just more of like a brawler. You know, like he knows how to fight. So I got Lerone Murphy by unanimous decision. All right, for the next fight, we got Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. Rakic lost his last fight to Yuri Prochazka, but that was also coming off like a 2-year layoff. Like he hadn't fought in like 2 years, so I'm thinking maybe he had a little bit of ring rust and looked really. But he still looked really good, you know. This is just like one of those fights where this is like a potential title eliminator because, in my opinion, the light heavyweight division isn't really stacked. It doesn't really have a lot of like talent for real. It has talent like once you reach like maybe the top eight. But other than that, everybody else is just dog water. You know, it's not they're not the go-to for real. So, but I think this fight is going to be a lot closer than people think. I'm taking Magomed, but don't be surprised if Rakic ends up putting on more of a fight than y'all thought he would. So that's all I'm saying. I got Magomed Ankalaev by decision. I could see it either being a split or a unanimous. So, yeah, that's my prediction for this fight. But I'm definitely really looking forward to it. It's just one of those fights that's going to bring a lot of attention to it because I can see these guys just throwing down. But yeah, I got Magomed. Now, before we get into this co-main and main event, I want you guys to comment what fight on this card you guys are looking forward to the most and why. For example, I'm looking forward to probably the Khamzat and Whitaker fight only because it's been scheduled before and there was a lot of build-up to the fight. But yeah, so if you guys want to, feel free to comment what fight you guys are looking forward to the most and tell me why. Yeah, I'd like to know. So, yeah, let's get into this co-main and main event. All right. For the co-main, we got Robert Whitaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. What's interesting about this matchup to me is that this is probably Khamzat's like first test at middleweight. You know, he fought Kevin Holland at middleweight because, you know, he missed weight. So then he fought Kevin Holland. And then he was supposed to fight Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa ends up getting hurt or has to pull out because of some infection. And then we have Kamaru Usman stepping up on short notice like a dog and putting on a good show against Khamzat. Yeah, I know Kamaru Usman is a former champion, but Khamzat's never really... This is going to be... I don't think you guys understand how hard I think this fight is for him. Robert Whittaker, dude, this guy has been the top of the food chain in the middleweight division for years now. And his performance against DDP wasn't the best. I didn't even think he really looked like himself in that fight. But it's just like almost like after that fight, he's just been going on a straight tear, dude. So I don't think Robert Whittaker will have trouble or have any issues with Khamzat's wrestling. I think honestly, I think he might cause a little bit more trouble with the wrestling than Yoel Romero did, just strictly because I feel like Khamzat's more of I know he wrestled freestyle, but in a way I feel like he knows more about folk style than freestyle, for all my wrestlers out there who knows anything about wrestling. But yeah, I still don't think it'd be enough to really give Robert Whittaker any issues, really. He might get a couple takedowns on him, but that's it. But yeah, I got Robert Whittaker by split decision. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a close fight though. All right, main event time. We got Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain their last fights to you guys. If most of y'all are UFC fans, I'm sure you guys haven't missed out on those fights. Ilia knocked out Volkanovski, and Max Holloway knocked out Justin Gaethje for the BMF belt. So this is an interesting fight. And a lot of you guys, or for the people who don't really know much about MMA, they're like, their MMA math isn't mathing, really. It's here's what they say. They're like, since Ilia knocked out Volkanovski and Volkanovski beat Max Holloway 3 times, that means Ilya's gonna run through Max Holloway. Dude, Dustin Poirier beat Max Holloway. Justin Gaethje beat Dustin Poirier. And then Max Holloway knocked out Justin Gaethje. It doesn't make any sense. It's styles make the fights, okay? The matchups. Ilia, from his past fights going up to lightweight or whenever he has to fight taller dudes, he has issues fighting taller guys, okay? And he almost got knocked out by Jai Herbert, and then he came back and knocked him out. But Jai Herbert's not on the same level as Max Holloway, okay? I think Max Holloway has a really good coach, really good team around him, and knows how to set up game plans, Dude, he looked untouchable in that Gaethje fight. It looked like he didn't even pose a threat to him. This is one of those fights where I can see it going down to the very end, I can see this being a straight dog fight, dude. I think Ilia hits really hard, but I think Max's chin is just undeniable, dude. It's one of those things where it's just damn, he can take a hit. You know what I'm saying? Especially going against Justin Gaethje, who's arguably the hardest hitting lightweight in the UFC right now. I don't know. And Ilia's been rocked before, so so if I had to make a quick prediction on this fight, I would do Max Holloway by unanimous decision. Or if I was intoxicated, I'd probably say Max Holloway by knockout. But either way, I got Max Holloway in this matchup. Let me know who you guys got in this fight. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed the predictions. Do you guys think my predictions are accurate? Let me know. If not, let me know. I like to hear people's opinions and why they think otherwise. But if you agree with me, that's cool. You know, that's great. Whatever. But yeah, no. Y'all tune in for UFC 308. It's Saturday, October 26th, which is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Main card starts at 2 p.m. So y'all tune into it. Don't miss out on the fights. And let me know who you guys got. Once again, comment, whatever. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, you guys. Peace.